Because it's freaking lock-in time. Who is the anime girl? Oh, don't you even worry about it. Hero, check this out. You ready? We've got to lock in and do some studying. She's got to do some studying too. This is my good old Pomodoro timer app and music app and everything in between. We earn XP. We can also check this out. We can journal. We can add things to our to-do list. I don't need that on there anymore. We can set our timer up there. So we're gonna be doing some good old 25/5 Pomodoro timer. It's on Steam. It does cost money. It's Ithya Magic Studies. But okay, look, you get XP, you level up, you can buy furniture, outfits. You have to find the elementals. And then you travel around the map. 25/5 is crazy. You do like 10/5. Do you want us to do 10/5s? I'm okay doing a 10 and a 5. We can do 10/5. I can't be a 50/10. Some people are out there doing 50/10. Whatever you want. Oh, you just meant that's what you do. I got you. We'll go on an adventure. Let me just change my options here really quick. I could not focus for 25 minutes while waiting for 5 minutes. Fair. Here, I'll make us change location every 5 minutes and get random weather, so you won't get bored. How's that? 65 stream streak. Thank you, Hero. Crazy work. Why are we at 1600 by 900 screen resolution? That's random and silly. Let's bump that up just so you can have nicer resolution over there in stream. Aren't I so kind? Because I know you can see and tell the difference. I know you were wondering what the heck is up with this god awful resolution. All right. I actually do have to lock in and do some work. I'm obviously going to still be reading chat and keeping up on what's going on. What is what thing? This is that thing? This is what thing? Yeah. You just checked my Steam profile. Yeah. That's the game I've been playing a bunch. Wondering why you spend so much time in the game. Yeah. I just let it sit. You can click on this little elemental dude. He's so cute. I like this guy the most, the little walking stone. I'm sure there's more to find. Does it have achievements? Yeah, I believe so. It should have achievements. And they're still updating and working on the game. I first saw this game because they were posting posting on YouTube. They do like 2-hour-long just music and background visuals basically. I'm blanking on the name. What's the YouTube channel? Hold on, I'll find it incredibly quick. It's Blue something, right? I think it's Blue Turtle, maybe? Yeah. Blue Turtle's YouTube channel. They be posting all of these. So it's basically like they just took all that content and did one big project with it, which is pretty epic if you ask me. All right, before we get our timers running, do you have anything you want to put on our quest log? If you have any quests that you want to do, feel free to let me know and I will add them to our quest list. That way when you finish your quest, like what? Literally whatever, anything you need to do that you think you'll be doing in the next couple hours, that's a quest.
Quest 3BG.
Okay, well not quite like that. There's supposed to be quests that we can finish during stream, I think is the idea. Ideally. Yeah, I meant if you're doing a quest, exactly. If you're hanging out and you want to, want me to keep track of anything for you, while you're here. For example, my side quests I'm on, I need to upload and edit Outer Wilds VODs. Another one there is schedule all the Celeste VODs. Those are easy ones. Reach level 10 in Bloons Monkey City. Do you want that in a side quest or a main quest? It's totally up to you and doesn't matter to me either way. This is what you want to do with your time. You can mainline it if you want. Main? Perfect. Main quest log updated. I'll put hero there so you remember. Reach level 10 in Bloons Monkey City. Very important things. Yeah, of course. I guess I'm gonna put in my side quest stay #1 in Eat Venture. Stars, whatever it's called. Is it Restaurant Race? How do you spell restaurant? That's how you spell restaurant, right? What's up, Dane? They call me Ebrozo. Dane, you got any quests you want to put on our quest log for our study session today? I'm gonna be here for probably like at least 2 hours. And if you want to add something to that you want to get done in those 2 hours to our quest log, I'm happy to add. Should work on wiki stuff. Do you want me to add that as a main quest for you? It doesn't matter main quest or side quest, but if that's the main thing you should be doing, we can put it in there as your main quest. Side quest? All right. Not doing shit fair. All right, fair enough. Dane has to work on wiki stuff. Hero, you hit level 10 already? Bro. All right, I guess we can check that one off the list. Bam, look at that. We just got 80 XP and we leveled up. Bam, thank you, Hero. All right, Hero, you're done with your main quest. That was easy. You need me to add any other quest for you? I need to also reply to emails, and then we've got main quest stuff for me, which is going to be school-related stuff, and my stupid biology class. Maybe once I'm off Monkey City and onto Celeste, I'll add another quest. Understood. No problem. All right, let me take a look at what I've got for my school stuff so I can add it to my quest log. Where am I at? I'm in Unit 6 of this class, but I'm almost done with Unit 6. How many units are there in this course? 9? I can't do 3 of them today. I'll just say I'm gonna try to get through the next. I'm gonna try to get through Unit 7 at least. Finish bio Unit 7. Any other main quests for me? I'm trying to think. I think we're okay. Whew. Nothing else crazy. I'm gonna throw in a snack for myself on the side quests. At some point, snack. This is perfect. All right, chat. I've only got a couple playlists we can do. Only a few of these playlists specifically say stream safe, but at least they're thinking out. They're looking out for us. We're gonna toss it on this endless wanderings list. I'm gonna send us off on travel mode. So we'll go explore the world. And I'm gonna lock in. Oh look, we're going for a swim in the rain. Perfect. How perfect. All right, chat, lock in time. Obviously, I'm still here and I'm going to be looking at chat, but I am also going to lock in on school. Ebrozo streaming while I'm at work, like he's trying to make me lose my streak. Look, we're doing a co-working and studying stream, so I'm studying, and it sounds like you're going to be working. So, but I was trying to make you lose your streak, specifically you. I said, you know what, Spyco's been around too frequently lately. Got to make that streak go bye-bye. Oh, let me move chat overlay down a tiny bit. There we go. God, he's too quick with it. Oh, I muted my mic. Hope you're doing well, Spyco, and hope work goes well for you. It's lock-in time. It's lock-in time, chat. I hate biology. I hate that I have to take a biology class. I was like, you know what? It'll be easy. I'll knock this out as this science class I can do. I've already learned some of this stuff in the past, and then I forgot that like the reason that I don't remember it is because it sucks and is so boring. It's so boring. Look at that, and 3 stream streak for Spyco. That's what's up. You personally you had an astronomy class, which was awesome. Yeah, I'm jealous, Hero. I am jealous. Biosex majorly? Yeah. Yeah. It's just so boring. I feel like I talked about this before when I was studying the other day. It was so boring. Your astronomy professor loved you, miss him. It's so nice when you have I mean, obviously most professors are very into the subjects that they profess over, but like it's great when you get a good matchup with you and a professor, you know? What is this app? This is Ithya Magic Studies. It's on Steam, and it also if you on YouTube, it's the YouTube channel Blue Turtle. They've for years now, I feel like, been doing these like little animations and accompanying like fantasy music. Oh wait, I forgot to actually turn our timer on. Let me do that. We're gonna start up at 25.5 Pomodoro timer. Let's just do 2 sessions at first, just so we go for an hour. Dino Professor was fantastic. Shout out to Dinosaur class. Oh man, I'm jealous. I'm jealous of Dinosaur class. Why can't I be doing Dinosaur class right now? Also, what's up, Hope? Boop. All right. Timer starting up. Lock-in is starting. Also, this song is called Healing Waters, but it is not the song Healing Waters. Where the healing waters go. Some Mr. Mister. Is that one Mr. Mister? Healing Waters is Mr. Mister. What's happening? Is not a test. Is not a test lock-in starting? I know. I actually have to study. Haven't Pomodoro'd since college. Got to do it again. Well, yes, because I'm doing school, find it very useful. But I also, at my old job at least, I Pomodoro'd a lot at work. Just because I realized, like, if I didn't, I was either getting, like, really frustrated or, like, way too locked in on work. And, like, not to say that I, like, completely slacked off in my break time minutes, but still. What better place than here? What better time than now? That's what I'm talking about. This is your sign to begin Pomodoroing. Also, I will say, in this, there's many different Pomodoro game app things, whatever, but this is nice. We get some experience points. We can check off quests to get more experience points at my retail job right now, so we love retail. We love retail work. Man, yup. I understand you. Yep. What a joy. Should do it when game deving. Yeah, just to give your brain a break. And yeah, as I said earlier, if anyone does have anything they want to throw in the main quest or side quest log for right now, just let me know. We're probably going to be streaming for at least 2 hours, so if it's stuff you think you can get done within those 2 hours, feel free to let me know and we can pop them up on the quest log. Alright. It's 10 a.m. for me. I'm a dive in. You have one, capture 7 pieces of land. Main quest. Alright. I got you. Hero. Capture 70 pieces of land. There we go. The stream was way behind. Oh, no worries. You're all good. Actually vibing with this retail job right now? Yeah, I mean, It really depends. It really depends on the place you're at, because I've had good retail jobs for sure. Yeah, it really just depends on the place and the customer base too, obviously. But I feel ya. There's something fun about it too. I don't know. I enjoy doing that kind of work. Maybe I'm a crazy person. It can be frustrating at times, but it's a living. Maybe it's just because I had a horrible manager. One of my managers was nice. I liked him. I still talk to him. Yeah, dude, having a bad manager, I don't know, because like when you're working retail in a place where everyone is like, yeah, we're all working retail, we understand we're working retail, we know what that entails for our existence right now, you feel good. There can be some camaraderie between everyone working retail if things line up well. If you have a manager who sucks, that immediately makes that whole structure just feel like ass. And then everyone that you're tight with, because you're all locked in doing retail together, is all pissed at like your direct manager, and it sucks. My managers are largely great, and I kind of just treat it like an efficiency challenge. Nice. Got the Dandori in my bones. Shout out Pikmin 4. That's so funny. What a pull. Kind of did nothing. Also, he was transphobic, so that was awkward. Gross. For real gross. Fuck transphobes. Get out. Want none of that. Got a manager who sucked fired. I have done that as well. Oh, she made you cry? Yeah, fuck that. Get that manager out of there. That's no good. Yeah, my last job, I didn't get the person fired, but my direct manager, when I started working there, got fired like a couple weeks after I started working there, and then I took her position. And then I got that job instead. I literally had taken the job as like part-time, like, oh god, I know I can get this job, but I can only do it part-time because I only have a part-time spot. It would be so much nicer to have this full-time job, but clearly I can't because there's this other person in the role. I'm like, damn. And then I get there, and like a couple weeks later, the person in that role got fired, and I was like, I'm gunning for that spot. There were other people in the store who were like, had been at that store longer and like like older than me and like had seniority, whatever. I said, no, I'm getting this job, and I got the job. Also had another manager at a different job who was on such a high horse, and he was such an ally, and then dead named me in front of 4 different people. Oh, gross, dude. Did not know him when I was still outwardly went by my dead name. That's crazy. So he just pulled that and was like, yeah, I'm gonna do this. That's fucked up. That's crazy. That's crazy. Yeah, that sucks, dude. It's so frustrating. Yeah, all those types of situations suck. Stop putting me on shifts with him after that. Yeah, but still, like, that's like, I hate when workplaces are like, yeah, we're gonna resolve this by just having you never see each other. Like, it still creates such a weird tension at work. Where's the channel point redeem for restart lock-in button? Okay, look, I am doing things over here. You just can't see. You don't need to be looking at my homework. Plus, I think there's probably some violations there about I'm probably not supposed to stream my homework. He did nothing for his job. I did more than him, and he got paid more than me. That's the worst. Rosa's too much of a good streamer to be to be a good lock-inner. Nah. You don't get to know how much I'm getting done over here. 100%. Stop, you guys. Stop it. What's that? I keep seeing this kid on Instagram, dude. He'll like say some shit like that, and then he goes like, "Oh, stop with the glazing, bro." It's so funny. Oh my god. He's like, "Yeah, popped out the womb," and the doctors were like, "Who is this cute baby?" And I'm like, "Stop with the glazing, bro." Oh my god, that guy's so funny. This dude in Instagram Reels, okay. I need to get off my phone. I need to get off my phone more, dude. Locked in on streaming, heard, understood, acknowledged. Yeah. Look, I enjoy it too much. It is problematic. Streaming is too fun. We all know it. That's why we're here, right? Here to match Spyco's streak? Okay, fair. Okay. If you say so. Yo, what's up, Noel? Is this what is called studying? Yeah, I'm studying, don't worry. Happy time zone? Yeah, happy time zone, Noel. No, see, I'm actually doing studying on a different screen. You guys are just watching this beautiful little wallpaper. I can't even see it on my screen. I've got that shit tucked behind another window. Don't even worry about it. On my phone too much? It's truly insane. Yeah, I mean, it's all the time for me, and it's problematic. Tucked behind the chat box? Gotcha. Yeah. Tucked neatly behind the chat box. What is that? No, that's 0%. There we go. Find someone in your life who will match your streak. Somebody gonna match my streak? Yeah, I asked for a watch for Christmas this year. Not for like a smartwatch. I literally was like, I would like a watch because then I'm not looking at my phone. I'm like, the biggest reason, one of the first reasons I look at my phone is to check the time. And if I check the time, I look at the notifications. If I look at the notifications, I open my phone. If I open my phone to look at the notifications, I'm going to open up a social media app and then I'm going to get lost. And that cyclical thing starts when I look at the time. So if I can avoid looking at the time on a smart device as much as possible, I feel like I can pull myself away from phone this much. It's at least something, you know? Sounds like you need a Pebble watch. No, I just need a normal watch. I just need a normal ass watch. I don't need to know anything else. I don't need I don't need it to push anything to me. Need an Apple Watch, got it? I literally was explaining this to a coworker of mine yesterday, and she was like, "Oh, I have an old Apple Watch that doesn't work with my phone anymore. You can have it if you want." I'm like, "Bro, you do not." I literally just said I don't. Breaks over, gotta go. Hey, no worries, Fico. Thanks for jumping in. Get back to work. I mean, get back to work. You guys, I'm over here doing freaking, what are they, Punnett squares? The stupid little genetics bullshit. These stinking freaking fricks. This is why I can't actually show you what I'm doing, because it's literally so boring. Also, it was really funny though. They were in one of the explanations, they were using Simpsons characters to talk about how genes were passed down. Which, like, I understand, but also is really funny, because they were like, they were like pulling Simpsons characters and being like, yeah, when this guy makes his sperm, and I'm like, dude, I don't want to be thinking about this with Simpsons characters right now. You know what I mean? This is crazy behavior from this school. What are they talking about when these Simpsons characters are getting it on with each other and making babies over here, swapping genes with each other? My God. You cloning sheep in another window? Yeah, basically. Had genes passed down to me? Oh, I've had a few. Yeah, I've had a few. Yeah, it was pretty insane. I'm like, okay, all right. And now they're talking about... I just don't care. Literally none of this stuff... I don't care. I don't care about phenotypic outcomes when crossing two horses that are heterozygous for different alleles. I don't care about it. This shit's so bad. You don't have to care, it'll be on the test. I know, but I you know, I'm one of those people who likes to do like the why. Anytime someone asks me to do something, why? And if your reason for why is you're going to be tested on it later, and that's it. This is not useful. This is not useful intel for me except for to pass this class. This information is not something I'm going to use elsewhere ever, which is frustrating. I mean, I understand it. I don't know. I understand the idea in school with people at a younger age in their learning process to just get in the habit of learning things for learning's sake. But at this point, can't teach an old dog new tricks. Even though I guess this is all stuff I've already learned before in the past life, so in my own past life. The developer is sitting at his desk when suddenly his boss barges into the room and says, "Quick, we just got the project to build a system for veterinarian office. Get to coding." Yeah? Exactly. Oh my god, and the developer says, "Okay, this is what you trained for, you know this. Class dog extends animal." Bro. Yeah. Great example, thank you. That's really funny. Software dev joke? You're all good. It is really funny. I got you. It would have been funnier though if you wrote SW dev and I said Star Wars dev. What do you mean it's a Star Wars dev joke? Isn't that what SW stands for? What is a Star Wars dev joke? I still remember, I forget what stream it was in, but I really baited someone. Someone was talking about Star Wars stuff, and yeah, station wagon devs, exactly. I just acted like I had never heard of Star Wars in my life, and I really think they bought it. And I appreciated that. I thought it was really funny. I had him going for like a few minutes. I've somehow made it to the point where I'm setting up my streaming stuff, streaming live on Twitch, and also have never heard of Star Wars. I don't even know what it is. Never heard of it before in my life. That's a nice troll. I like it. Thank you. Came up with it all on my own. We do a little trolling time to time. Oh, it's Wednesday today. Hope, do you got music stuff happening tonight? Isn't Wednesday the normal music night? You do first time back after the new year? Hell yeah. I'm sure that'll be a great time, dude. That's a lot of fun. I bet it'll feel good to be back, I'm sure. Did you do any like for the holiday season? Did you get to do any fun holiday music stuff? Oh, you you played last week. Hey, you know what? I'm sure first gig post holiday season probably a blur. That's really funny. Damn, must have been quite a show. Oh. You want Taco Bell Hero? Is that in the cards for you today? Tomorrow's Taco Bell day for me, so I can't get it early. I'm not gonna make myself do that. But I feel you. I always want Taco Bell. That being said, I do have Taco Bell hot sauce at home. And I am going to be making a quesadilla for lunch. Not today. Don't think, but probably tomorrow. Yeah, gotta hold out for Thursday Taco Bell night. I feel you. No holiday music for me this season. Played gigs, but we didn't play a single festive song. Not sure whether that is a better situation or worse than other years. Yeah. I don't know. I was just curious. I know. I don't think it matters per se either way. I was just wondering. Oh my god, dude. I'm literally yawning reading all this stuff. It's awful. Used to have a caroling yearly gig that was my favorite. We'd parade this people from this bar around the streets of a small town, stopping at friends of the bar's houses and continuing on our merry way, spreading joy. That is fun. Well, okay, I'm of two minds about caroling. It's fun to go as a group of people and make music together. It is fun to go as a group of people making music together to people that you know and do music for them around places they appreciate. I hate caroling at just door to people. I think people do this. People go door to door caroling. That shit's crazy. People who show up at like a retail place and do caroling, that shit's crazy. I'm sorry. I'm not in the mood to be caroled at on a whim. I don't want to open the door and be musicked at. I love me some music. I'm down for it. But bro, catch me on a whim that you're gonna catch the door in your face. I'm sorry. I open the door. I go, what the hell? Get sung at for you know what I mean? Can't imagine doing door to door at randos' houses. Nice thing about a neighborhood parade is a neighborhood around a neighborhood bar is a special thing. Everyone knows each other. Yeah. And especially like if it's an event type thing, then like people are expecting it. It's what's what. Yeah, that's a super fun time. Yeah, neighborhood parade, all that. That sounds like a fun time. Definitely forgot how I started that sentence by the time I understood I'm fading fast. Oh. Oh, that's funny. Bro needs a big nap or something. Big nap, a cold shower, tall glass of water. As they say, shine twice as bright but half as long. Hey. That's good shit. Hope, why are you ominously counting down? Oh. There it is. There's break time. Okay, I actually do have to jump up for a sec. I'll be right back, chat. Oh, I might even do some stretches. Happy break time indeed. I gotta go run and you know what? I'm gonna hit my snack quest. That sounds like a good idea. BRB. Okay, hero. Unnecessary. Uncalled for. Unnecessary. Someone get this guy out of here. What? What do you have to say? Who did that? Yeah. Oh, not all heroes wear capes. Not all bureaus wear capes. Well, it's true. But that one might. You ever worn a cape? Let's see. Did we? I didn't. Oh. Can't say that you have. Maybe it's time that you do. Ever thought about that? Maybe it is time that you do. Am I buying it? Nope. That's on you. I'm sure you can figure it out. There's your answer? Okay, well. You don't want to show up to the Renaissance Fair with a big old cape? No capes. Already showed up to Ren Fair with a giant gnome hat? That's right! I forgot about that. I forgot about that. The giant gnome hat, of course. What was my most recent Celeste? Oh, I didn't even. Oh, you guys, I'm so bad. Why are these not? Why are these not uploaded even private on my for YouTube? That's so annoying. It's fine.
$67.
Yeah, that's really funny. 67? What does it even mean? What does it even mean? What is this guy talking about? 67? You summoned Dane with your 6-7. Oh, that's so funny. Just made it up, just thought it was funny to share. That's really good. That's a good one that you just made up all on your own. Wait, this is actually cracked that I decided I needed to make sure that VODs went up today. Because literally my last scheduled VOD on YouTube went up yesterday. That's really funny. Thanks, yeah, it's all mine. 6-7's all yours. You just made it up. Well, that's good. That's good. People will have to license it from you if they want to use it. Oh, you said 67 because I was round on what? Oh, because you were on round 6 out of 7, but now I'm looking at how many windmills I have, and I have 6 of 7 windmills. Oh, wow. You're on round 6-7 with windmills 6-7. That's impressive. That's impressive. I wish there was like a quick view on YouTube Studio. YouTube Studios. Okay, so like when I'm out here looking at all my private videos to schedule, you're able to change the visibility from private to scheduled or public whenever you want. I wish there was like a little quick view, and so you have to like open up the whole video to go and like watch part of it. I just want to like watch the first 5 seconds of it. Oh. Poor Brozo dying. I am dying. I'm so sad I have to click on more buttons. They're tempting you with microtransactions? Don't do it, hero. It's a trap. $12.99 value for just $2.99? Oh no. Don't do it. They're tricking you. They're gonna take all your money. Thinking about it? Don't. Hero, that's money you could use on Taco Bell. Come on. Don't do this to yourself. $3 at Taco Bell is like enough for another item at least, right? So I feel like you can't do it to yourself. Mouth watered when you said Taco Bell need the Crunchwrap Supreme. Send me $3 instead. Don't buy microtransactions. I own a shirt that says I heart microtransactions. That's really funny. That's really funny. Oh, whoops. I forgot to tell people they were getting ads, I think. Sorry, you just got hit with ads. My bad. It's because I hate everyone. Do I cut ad segments out of the VODs? Will this be a VOD? Yes, I cut ads out of the VODs when they go up on YouTube. That's what takes... The reason my VODs don't go up quickly to YouTube is because I have to chop the intro off, I have to chop the ad out, and I have to chop the end off. And then I'm just like, it's just too much. It's too much work. But yes, I do chop those off. Will this be a VOD? Probably not. I save all of them, but I don't. With these like midday streams I've been doing, I don't know. I don't know about all that. So anything I say here won't be archived on your YouTube? Oh no, it will be, actually. Now I changed my mind. Well, I keep them all as unlisted videos in case I ever want to share them or make sure that everyone can see. $18th, which means 6 is on 19. There we go. Why is it too much work? That sounds like less than a 10-minute edit job consistently. Is it the render that takes a long while? Yeah, that's the annoying part, right? Is it is really, it doesn't take much time to do, because what it is the export directly from Twitch to YouTube. I mean, it's like, it usually takes at least an hour for a video, right? Then so I have to wait for that to get to YouTube. Then I edit it, but then those edits, like, they're quick edits, but for some reason the way YouTube works is it like re-uploads the whole video or something. I don't know. All I know is that like you edit it, and then it's like, hey, we're gonna sit here for another hour and a half, 2 hours before the VOD is ready. And then I don't know. It's just annoying, right? You go direct from Twitch to YouTube, so no flags, and using YouTube's lame duck editor. Correct. And the biggest reason for that, well, I guess it's not a huge reason. I have enough space to pull VODs down and do them. The problem mainly, well, I guess it maybe is space related. The fact that I am behind on them consistently means that if I was behind on them consistently and I was downloading them, I would be taking up a lot of extra space with all my VODs stacking up, you know what I mean, that I need to get taken care of. Because even the reality is even if I was doing them not in a cloud editor such as YouTube's editor, I would be behind. I would still have things to do, you know what I mean? So this way, at least, I know that they're not going to get lost. That was the biggest thing. That's one of the big things, is like, I know if I just immediately put them as private on YouTube, that I'm not going to lose any VODs. But, yeah, I don't know. And it works fine. It works fine. And if I really want to do like actual edited content, then I mean, I have other editing stuff that I can use. I don't have a need for any extra stuff right now, I feel like. Nice try, Brozo. My streak is saved. I almost had you. Whatever I've tried to export to YouTube, it hasn't worked. I had to manually download them all. That sucks. What do you mean it doesn't work? That's crazy. It works so easy. At least for me. YouTube is linked and it doesn't work. Weird. It just doesn't go over for you. That is really, really weird. Couldn't tell you why. Unless I somehow have my personal channel connected. That would actually be really funny. You better have been pushing them over there as private. It would be really funny if you accidentally uploaded. Oh, that's really good. Better go check. Is your refrigerator running? How do you find that? I mean, you just log into your... Oops, that's scheduled on the wrong day. Hold on. You would just log into your whatever YouTube account you're talking about and then click on the YouTube Studio button if you're on desktop. So top right corner for profile, YouTube Studio. Left side, go to content. Oh, you mean on Twitch connections? You know how to log into your YouTube channel? Look. Yeah. Let's see. So that's social links there. Where is... Hold on. You found it? Yeah, clip exporter. No, not clip exporter. That's not it. Connected to the correct channel? Weird. Wonder if there's some like permissions or something on YouTube side that didn't get enabled. Like you might be connected. The Twitch is sending a handshake to YouTube and it knows that, but YouTube is like, I don't know who you are yet. Please stay away. Maybe. Perhaps. 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 Don't edit VODs anyway? Well, fair enough. Fair enough. I'm taking care of my side quests. By the way. SMH just hire me as an editor. Oh. Yeah. Let me send you my I'll give you half of my Twitch income. No, we'll go a 60-40 split on the Twitch income. No, we'll go 70-30. I'm just gonna keep making the percentage smaller. Someone do quick math for me. What's 30% of 0? How much would that even be? Not a lot, my friend. Not a lot. Let's see. No, I'll look at blank check. Yeah, I'll look at my monetization for you. I don't give a hoot. Let's see. Where is that? Why does it not? I thought it was under the little money picture. Earnings. There we go. Okay, so part of the problem with this chat is you also have to remember that Twitch does that thing now where they let you buy bits and gift subs with the revenue you earn on Twitch. And I tend to like to do that. So sometimes I'd be getting subs and bits from people, and then I turn around and use those to give people subs and bits on other channels, because that feels fair. You know, we're keeping the finances in the Twitch economy. But do they deduct that from your 1099? I don't know how it ends up pulling out. I'm gonna find out. That could be a tax loophole. Yeah, I don't know how it all works out. Well, because it's like yeah, I don't know. Basically, okay, so it looks like, chat, I am averaging about haven't learned that yet, sorry. Oh no, there's no problem. What do you mean sorry? They haven't told me if you can deduct your Twitch payments that you can put towards bits. Yeah, I know that they were rolling it out. I think it's the feature's rolled out for everyone now, but we are committing tax fraud. This VOD definitely cannot go up then. Okay. Here's my breakdown. Is it looks like on big months, what was I playing there? It looks like we had a couple months that just had some more gift subs, I guess, than normal. On our largest months, revenues around the $50 mark for the month. Average, though, looks to be closer to $30. What's the weakest months? Weakest months are like $20. Looks like. Maybe? I'm also confused because it's last year's data isn't loading. That's why. I can get $9 a month for editing. Yo, what's up, Binary? Close one? I know. I kept it running just for you. Yeah, so our breakdown, actually, if you want to know, let's go back to one of those. No, let's do a normal month. So like 30 some odd bucks in revenue. Our breakdown of that $30 or $35, I guess. Subs accounted for $8. Prime subs accounted for $6. Gifted subs was $15. So someone was being kind with the gifteds there. Then we get into our ad revenue. Our ad revenue for an entire month of stream was $2.81. $2.81 for 38 hours worth of streaming. And thanks to all our Twitch Turbo watchers, by skipping ads earned me a whole 25 cents. To be fair, Twitch Turbo watchers still contribute even though they're not watching ads. But it is funny. It is funny. I forget what the breakdown is. I think it might be whatever. But 2 years from now, when Brozo blows up, that 40 to 50% for editing is going to be enough to buy you groceries. Get in on the ground level. Yeah. Not. I mean, the thing is, and I think maybe it's made me a little bit more level-headed. I don't know if it's made me more level-headed with streaming. Maybe it's just because, I don't know. Maybe it's because I'm an old man. But, like, I feel like a lot of people streaming I see, or at least the discourse I see on the Twitch subreddit, and just I've heard it from people too in other streams, is like, streaming and content creation is an incredibly oversaturated market. And so people who are like, oh good, I can go off on a rant now that my this session's complete. Brozo will be partner in 2028 unless he quits first. That's the thing where I'm like, I don't think I'm gonna quit. And this is just my mentality of like, you have to keep in mind, like, I enjoy making music because I enjoy making music, not because I think that music is a, you know, breeding ground for launching a career, right? I enjoy streaming because I enjoy streaming. I don't think that it's a breeding ground for launching a career. It's so oversaturated. I don't have the drive or the time or the funds to be like, there are things that I think make people very successful on this platform and on other streaming platforms, and I don't believe I have the time. It really comes down to time. I think the biggest thing, and not to say that like, oh, you should be streaming all the time, because there are people who stream for long hours and that's not the key to blow up on a platform like this. But I think you do need a lot of time to dedicate to this as a craft in order for it to naturally blow up. Because even people who are like trying to force it, like people who will tell you like, oh, you gotta be cross-platform streaming, you gotta be clipping and posting every day, you gotta be doing these things. I mean, it's helpful. It is helpful, but it's not gonna actually make you grow as a personality, as a streamer, as someone who as someone who people want to come hang out and do whatever with, you know. At least from what, you know, I think I see a lot of people who try following like the checklist of like, hey, this is gonna make your channel pick up, and when it doesn't hit like they want, it's really discouraging. But babe, I can't do the dishes. I only streamed for 8 hours so far. I need to grow an audience. Exactly. True. Never mind that. Becoming partner and making a career are two separate ideas. Completely. I mean, it's the people who I see talking about who are like, I just made Twitch affiliate. What are my next steps I should take? Should I start paying for like emotes? Should I pay for people to be making artwork for me? Should I be doing these things? And I'm like, dude, granted, it is still hard to get even the affiliate status, even though they've lowered the requirements now to be astronomically low. The answer is yes to all of that. Exactly. Yes. Quit your full-time job. Turn on the stream all the time. But yeah, even making partner and a career are two separate ideas. You know, if this was, audience will beg for those if it's worth it. Exactly. Sleep stream. Well, yeah, I don't know. Twitch and streaming, there's two different ways I think that you can approach streaming, right? There's spectacle and then there's social. Invest in your hobbies. Paying money into your stream makes your stream more fun for you too. This is true. And so there are definitely things there where, like, you know, I've talked to my wife and been like, look, this is something I really enjoy doing. It's something I want to be able to carve out time for. It's something that at times I will be like, hey, I want this dumb thing. I think it will be fun for stream. You know what I mean? And so that's like something that like we've had conversations about, to be like, it is fun for me. It is important to me. It can't be my sole motivator in life, full stop. But, you know, it's understandable that I would then want to get things for my hobby. Exactly. Brozo will be the next Kai Cenat. Well, that brings me to the, you know, the part where I'm like, okay, streaming is spectacle or it's social, right? And so Kai Cenat is a great example of spectacle. I think that streamers like Ludwig are a very good example of spectacle, where you're there to create a show. You very much have crafted like a event for people to go to and to view. And people go there for these big events and stuff. Wife Brozo and Brozo argue over streams? No, we don't argue over them. And that's because, you know, I've set like pretty clear boundaries about, like, you know, I there's specific times I want to do this. Like, that's why I've got an hour and a half a day to stream, because it makes sense. Like, it's this is the time I can allocate to this, that like we're both like, yeah, that makes sense. It's your hobby. It's what you want to do. You know what I mean? Filling a spectacle squared. Yeah, exactly. And so, well, and there's also, you know, if you look at watch numbers, there's kind of different degrees to which, at least, and this goes into my thinking of like, okay, Twitch success, like what makes a successful stream? And I really do think like a successful stream is a stream where the streamer is happy streaming. You know what I mean? They're hitting stream because they want to stream, not because they feel like they have to stream. That's number one. And unfortunately, I think a lot of people on streaming platforms fail on step one. Because I see so many people where like they're so unenthused by streaming, and they're either doing it because they think that it's a quick fix to like somehow the idea is still getting like pushed around that like this is like a magic money maker of a dream job, which if you can get there is, if you're a normal person, especially now where like this medium's I noticed this too when I was first scaling for streams to watch. Yeah, I think it, and it's unfortunate because like you understand some guys just didn't seem to be having fun at all. It is hard when, you know, if you're used to getting 0 viewers to sit there and be like, damn, this sucks. But honestly, at that point, I'm like, you either have to restructure your mentality of being like, why am I here doing this with 0 people around? Because I genuinely do believe if there was no one here in chat, I would still be doing this because I find it fun. You know what I mean? That's kind of part of why I stuck around, because he didn't seem to be bitter because he sucked ass and had no views. Thank you, Dane. Well, and I think part of that maybe is like the demographic of people, at least I think, who come into streaming thinking that they're going to turn it into a career and blow up immediately are people who maybe haven't had as much time like working a 9-to-5 job, maybe are still in school for the first time, like maybe doing these things, right? I started because I was crashing out over Celeste, and I started taking videos of my gameplay to send my friends to help me not crash out too hard. Yeah, I think that's a completely valid reason for wanting to stream as well, is being like, wait, the social aspect of this makes me enjoy what I'm doing more, right? And so again, my 2 reasons for streaming, right? Spectacle and social. And social is the one where like, as the streamer, I was like, might as well stream even if there's nobody here. The idea that someone could be there. Exactly. There's the idea for like, you as the streamer are yip-yapping away, which I do just enjoy doing, full stop. Like, no offense to you, chat, I don't need someone there to like think, which like maybe is like me being in my own brain, to like think out loud, right? It's saying the thoughts out loud. It's being a verbal processor, I guess. But the social aspect of it, where like, at a stream this size, you're able to create a very tight-knit back and forth with people. You saying you like to hear yourself talk? It's not just that, it's that I have a harder time, and not to say that I don't have an internal monologue, because I definitely do. It is easier for me to process the things in front of me when I speak them out loud, I find. But the social aspect, and again, this kind of goes back to like, okay, if I'm talking about scaling on a streaming platform, right? I think that first hurdle to jump is between that 0 views and getting to like that 3 viewer mark. I definitely benefit from saying stuff out loud. Yeah, exactly. I think that it, and depending on the person, obviously, I am a type of person who finds that deeply beneficial. But yeah, there's different tiers to like how I look at success and progression on Twitch, at least, right? Where like that 0 to 3 ground is maybe the hardest ground to break into. because it is so oversaturated and there are so many people streaming so many things all the time. And you could be the funniest person on the planet and be buried down there and like get discouraged and stop streaming, right? From that, I think the jump from that point really is to kind of like the area that I'm at right now, which is our viewer numbers pretty consistently, at least for like our normal evening streams, we're around like 6 to 10, 12 viewers, I want to say. That's being, I think, kind of considerate to myself there, but I think it's around there. And I think that to me is like the best space to be in right now for myself, where I think it helps that you have an active chat. Yes, I think that's very essential, and that's again part of like the social aspect, right? Is I know at this size of chat, I am able to manage and maintain a social aspect to that chat. As soon as we go from a 6 to 12 bracket of viewers, if we double that as far as active chatters, it starts to get a lot busier. And I think, I mean, it is good, and it is good growth for a channel to get to that point. But it's about, I think it's really about building an active chat is what I think ultimately leads you to success on this platform. Because there's plenty of people who I see streaming who have like a couple dozen people in chat, or a couple dozen people lurking. And even though lurkers are extremely, extremely important, and we appreciate and we understand, because like I'm a lurker as well, lurkers don't actively add to the new viewer experience in chat, right? And that can it can hurt the dynamic, the expected dynamic between streamer and chat, right? Because if the streamers Ebrozo hates lurkers, confirmed. No. Oh, hold on, I have to make sure my cat's coming for their food. She's here. No, not at all. More so that it is discouraging, I think, for a new chatter to come into a stream and they say, oh, here's this person streaming a game I like. They've got 24 people watching their stream, but they click in and no one's been chatting. It can feel very isolating as a new chatter to come into that situation, because you're like, all right, clearly this person has an already established viewer base. Clearly they already like know and understand this streamer. They know and understand this chat. I don't know how to interact with that. I agree with this. Well, and a lot of times, and I have to think about this too, whenever we get new viewers in and new people hanging out, is their first experience in chat is always going to be me first, right? So what am I doing when a new person's popping in? I got to be on my best behavior. That doesn't mean that I'm yapping all the time. That doesn't mean that I'm whatever. It means that I'm being intentional with like noticing what's going on, seeing what's happening at chat before a new person jumps in, after a new person jumps in, trying to create some social. Again, it comes back to social, right? It comes back to that social aspect. If a new person jumps in and I say one sentence to them and then they respond and then I don't have a follow-up, and then nobody else in chat is talking, they're probably not gonna want to hang out. That's not a fun social group. You know what I mean? If we're not on the level of spectacle, if we're not on the level of spectacle, we have to meet people on the level of social, right? I'm not even co-working and studying at this point, you guys. I am just chatting. I'll be kind and get out of the the co-working studying group so that they don't get mad at me. I don't want to catch any flack from them. I feel so the co-working and just studying group, I feel like they can be a little, what is this guy doing over here in our category? Go back to just chatting with all the riffraff. Gonna blackmail you? Oh no. Feels so awkward to me walking into a ghost town with 24 viewers. Exactly. And I think where I'm at right now with stream is that's almost, I'm worried. I'm not actively worried because I do know we've kind of established a good chat viewer base, I think. But I'm interested to see how things change, if things change, when more chatters join, when things start getting busier in chat. We'll see. I think I'll be fine. I know we've had a few raids come through, like, that we've ended up having a decent number of people in chat and I've been able to handle just fine. But the dynamic changes, the social dynamic changes. You have to think about it like talking in a group of people. You know what I mean? If you've got 5 people in chat, 1 streamer, all those 5 people are wanting to say something all the time. If they're active in chat, they want to say something. And if you're the streamer, you can really only carry 1 line of back and forth dialogue at once. Otherwise, you're just sending like 1-sentence responses to each person and not being able to follow up, which doesn't feel good to anyone. Feels awkward walking to the ghost town because like then it makes you feel like it's wrong to speak, and the streamer doesn't like it. Yeah, and I do feel like, again, if the streamer's not on top of like the social dynamic there, which is I'm a new person, your chat is very quiet, and I see you, I have to do something about that. You know what I mean? I have to make you, not make you, I hope that you have a good time hanging out here, right? I've welcomed you into my room. There's 20 people asleep on my couch. You're standing there awkwardly being like, where's the party? I brought chips. And then I'm just sitting there going like, hey, check it out. I'm playing a video game over here on my TV. Want to hang out? Like, that's the dynamic. And if you don't establish that dynamic and make it like that, and not just like, there is the parasocial nature to it, right? But it is social to a degree, especially at this level. You know what I mean? Don't forget about us when you're famous. I will. Don't worry, I will. I'll forget. You always have tools to manage as well. Slow mode, emote mode, all things people are used to or at least have encountered or aware of on this platform. True. This is true. Yeah, so there are things established and chatters understand them and they're established. Yeah, stuff like slow. The thing is I don't feel like I need to worry about that probably for a while. I do not think I will need to worry about that really for a while. Brozo's changed is more likely than Brozo forgetting about the little people, probably. That's true. Well, and again, it comes down to that social dynamic changing. Right? I'll never forget anybody, but if the social dynamic changes and instead of having 8 sleeping people on the couch, 4 people sitting playing video games, it turns into like 50 people all trying to play the same board game at the same time. That's a different dynamic, right? That's a different dynamic. I think I'm not good at that with my streams. Are you talking about like welcoming new people in, like being on top of that? Hero? Me and Brozo parasocial AF. Yep. Speaking of which, are you coming over to bake me cookies later or nah? But yeah, that's, and again, like I look at, here, like let's see. Just like being social with chat when it's slow. I feel like, or even sometimes when it isn't slow, it is hard. I'm not trying to say like I don't have a hard time with it. Pretty much every day, you know, I get to points in stream where I'm like actively like, how do I, there's always the fallback, which people always say like, oh, just start talking about the game, which is fine. You know, talking about the game is fine. But again, if you're trying to establish a social aspect with people who may not be as interested in the game as hanging out in the stream, may enjoy the game, but like have other things, like your chatters might want to talk about something specific. It can I don't know. You're not creating that dynamic that reaches out. You're instead just like we're on Twitch for something other than a YouTube playthrough, right? Everyone who's watching someone stream on Twitch is watching them on Twitch for something that is not a YouTube playthrough, is kind of how I look at it. And that isn't to say that like VODs don't make for good YouTube content, but I don't think it goes the other way around, right? Like a YouTube playthrough doesn't necessarily make for good Twitch VOD content. And I think that that's another trap that a lot of people fall into streaming on any streaming platform, is they think that their stream is supposed to look like and interact like a YouTube video does. Sometimes even YouTube videos that are like edited down for time or edited whatever for the funny bits, you end up with people like way over, I think, overacting their streams, you know what I mean? But yeah, it is difficult when it's slow, and you feel like you've got nothing to talk about. I always bring it up. I think that one of my favorite streams of all time that I did, Family Guy funny moments. What the? I think one of the best streams I ever had that like I enjoyed the most was a Fire Emblem Three Houses stream where nobody showed up in chat. Nobody chatted the entire time. I don't think anyone was lurking. I don't know, because I don't ever have viewer count on. I don't think it would matter to me now. I would be fine with viewer count on, but I just got so in the habit of having viewer count off. I don't know if anyone was there the entire time. And this was after I had started, I can't remember if I had started using my cam at this point. I must have, because I only streamed with just microphone for one stream. And then I streamed mic and cam the next day and every day after that. There was no one there. And I didn't know what to do with stream. Your cam was on like the last two streams of Fire Emblem Three Houses? You sure? I thought it was on for more of that. This was really late into our playthrough, what I'm talking about. And I know that because I'm pretty sure it was in the last week of December. Super late in. What I'm talking about was super late in. Because it was my fishing day. All that said, because, the reason that I know I had mic on is because I know I was yapping. I was practicing yapping, and I was in there, and I was just trying to practice, like, yapping nonstop, and no one showed up in chat. So it was probably a blessing in disguise, right? Because I think if people had shown up, I would have gotten sidetracked and done I would have played the game. But instead, I literally spent all stream fishing and yapping to myself, and I was making jokes, and I was coming up with bits, and it was so funny and so fun, and nobody else was there. Bro's practicing yapping. I mean, it was. Because if you're not in the habit of doing this, then you're gonna feel it. Shame all the Three Houses VODs are gone. I know. VOD it didn't happen. I know, it is a real shame that they're all gone. I really did not know what I was doing at that point, and I didn't think there was a point in there. Can't hang tonight, bro. I got yap practice. Exactly. VOD it didn't happen. Well, the thing is there, Hero, is like, I guess that's another reason why this hour and a half in the evening always works so well for me. I hate going out and doing things with people at night. I hate it. I need my nighttime to be me time. It's supposed to be my time. I don't want to go. People ask if I want to go out and do something. Nope. Even if you want to go out for dinner, if it goes too late, I want to go home. I need my space. I need my recharge time, and stream is part of that now. I was there most of the time. I don't think I was there for fishing day. You weren't. I remember you doing the fishing stream. Yeah, you were not there. And that's part of the reason too why I was like, I'm just gonna sit here and yap. Dane was helping me through Fire Emblem so much that I was like, I don't, because we must have been late in the game, because my mentality for that was like, I don't want Dane to miss out on what's next. Like, I'm so in this right now, I'm so hyped for Fire Emblem, I don't want Dane to miss what's next. And when Dane didn't show up, I was like, all right, I can't proceed. Not because I needed Dane's help, but because I was like, I'm so hyped on doing this right now, I don't want Dane to miss out on what happens next in Fire Emblem. Kind of funny because I'm the opposite. I'm a super night person. Well, I'm very much a night person. It's when I'm my most creative. It's when I feel the most comfortable. But I don't want that around other people. It's where I'm able to relax and just get goofy, you know? But I guess I just find this is the introvert curse, right? I find social IRL extrovert stuff very draining. I don't find this draining in the same way that I find extroverted go out events draining. The flow this evening is epic. Dane didn't show up equals best night ever. No evidence though. Oh, yeah. For me, it also sucks that being home means I mostly can't stream with mic on. That's fair, and can type back in chat, but that's different. Well, yeah, and that's like when I started streaming was in that exact same boat, right? Where I was like, and it does create a very different dynamic, and I'm sure you felt that in your streams where you're doing no mic. I did have people still showing up, but like it's clearly more of an effort, both ways, I think. It's a lot more work on the streamer when they're doing no mic, because you have to stop what you're doing in game to be conversational. You have to wait, like there's not the same type of banter. You're not able to do the same kind of filler that you're able to do when you're yapping, right? These streams are effectively nighttime socialization for me though. So yeah, no, I feel you, Dane. But as much as it is socialization, at least the way I feel it, and again, I'm sure it's different person to person, the way I feel the level of socialization on stream does, for some reason, does not affect my energy levels in the same way that being in a room with the same amount of people, I don't know, something about the in-person, not to say that I don't think in-person relationships or in-person interaction is not good. It just zaps my energy in a way that through a screen communication doesn't, right? Yeah, makes sense. Yeah. I don't know. It's hard. I feel like it makes sense to people who are like in the streamer space, but people outside of the streamer space don't necessarily feel the same way, right? But yeah, back to like stream progression. I do think that like we're at this point right now where I'm not sure where the next push for stream growth comes, right? We're at a comfortable, like, you know, tapping double digits on our daily streams, but not much farther than that. And the thing that's crazy about that to me is that, like, if you look at view counts of other, I'm not to say like I'm always comparing myself to other channels, right? But like, I know of people who stream full time, right? Who like currently are online and have less than 100 viewers. That's a crazy jump then. If you're able to stream full time granted, you're doing other content creation for YouTube and stuff like that, and you have less than 100 viewers, that must be a big jump for me to get to that point, right? There must be a bigger hurdle there than it looks like. I think that's something that a lot of people maybe get a little bit jaded on Twitch, and streaming in general, is they look and they're like, okay, I've got 10 viewers. The jump to 20 viewers must be easy. I don't think it is. Brozo's got to hop on popular games, get on modern shit. We're becoming, what's a popular game on Twitch right now? Yeah. Is Rivals still big? I don't want to play Rivals though, dude. What I need to do is play Hightail. Honestly, if I jumped on Hightail right now, I think we could pull. But that's just me. You were gonna say Hightail low key? Dark Souls till you're 90. I don't want to get stuck in the Dark Souls land. I think I heard the biggest hurdle was like sub 100 to 250, 400. Yeah, again, that's another hurdle, and that's just like these are big hurdles, right? Gotta hop on Path of Radiance because it's relevant right now. I've honestly been thinking about maybe doing that. Well, I want to play big hops. This is my problem, is I love my indie games so much. I love my indie games so much that I want to play big hops next. And like, I feel like we get in. This is my problem, is I feel like if I hop on big hops next, we're like on the ground floor of something that could be epic. You know what I mean? Big hops is more important than channel growth. I really feel like it is. I think that it's a special platformer, dude. I think that it's really special. I think I need to play it. That's where I'm like, Path of Radiance, I really obviously want to play. Wasn't saying that drastically. Very excited for big hops. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. I'm very excited for big hops. I think it's a great, like, okay. You know, I've voiced my opinion, I think, multiple times now about this bad boy. The old Bonanza. Big Hops has more viewer potential than Path of Radiance. It's time. I think so. I think Big Hops has very high viewer potential. It also, I like, again, thing is, a big part of growth can also be an external community. Big streamers within the same community pass their communities around. Streamer A has 400 views, B has 400. True. Yeah. So a lot of those are collab stuff. Well, that was like what I was gonna say, is like this one streamer, let's see, who's up right now. Why did I close that tab? Michael Ale Fox Mouth is streaming Minecraft right now, has like around 100 viewers, and is friends with Northern Lion and streams with Northern Lion sometimes, and Northern Lion right now has almost 13,000 viewers. You know what I mean? So you get big bumps from stuff like that. Just looked, I'm dead serious. Big Hops has twice the viewers right now. I just checked as well. Yeah. I just checked as well. Which is like, I'm not trying to rush Outer Wilds by any means. But when Outer Wilds is done, I think Big Hops is the play. The masses want Big Hops, clearly the answer. Big Hops, here's the thing. Big Hops also, and again, just not to get too numbery or anything like that, my Big Hops clips, I haven't been clipping or posting any short form content because it was taking too much extra time out of my day. Again, weighing pros and cons of like what I'm doing here on stream. I was spending too much time when I was in that little flurry of doing short form. I love doing it. It's so much fun to edit clips, to make goofy ass shit. But I can't, right now, I can take an hour and a half out of my day to stream. I can't take an extra hour out of my day to make like 2 TikToks. You know what I mean? I cannot justify that. The Big Hops short form content, people enjoy. Why? Game's cute as hell. People understand 3D platformer. Color's good. You know what I mean? So I think there's potential there. The other thing too, I think it's going to be a really fun game. Can I dunk on this game again? This game made me sad. Bonanza kind of made me sad, you guys. I hate to do it as the premium Donkey Kong enjoyer. Bonanza was maybe my biggest letdown of 2025. I said it. I said it. Brozo did not like Bonanza. Dane, here's the thing. Here's the thing. I love me my Donkey Kong. I love me my Donkey Kong platforming. You're surprised? I enjoyed it. I had fun. But, and I think there's a big but on it. And I was having fun. It's entirely genuine. I wasn't trying to make it anything. And it was a fun experience with chat. You were really quick to ditch it on stream. This is also true. Because, and again, this is like, I'm streaming because I'm having fun. I think if I played more of it on stream, I would have started to not have fun. And the reason for that is, I went into Donkey Kong Bonanza after playing all the other Donkey Kong games, knowing that the game was developed by the same team who made Super Mario Odyssey. I really enjoyed Super Mario Odyssey because it's a 3D platformer and it's fun. What's up, Elway? You've come in during the middle of Donkey Kong ranting, so it's perfect timing. I really enjoy the Donkey Kong games and the Donkey Kong Country games and the Donkey Kong Land games because they are fun platformers that have some difficulty to them, and they're good. Donkey Kong Bonanza, on the other hand, is a fun experience, but the gameplay is a smash and grab collectathon. Bonanza was the one where I could smash everything, yes. That was the one where I could smash everything. The game had so little platforming that it felt bad to me. It was so fun to see all the sections, see all the new areas, see how they've incorporated old stuff from older Donkey Kong into newer things. Kind of describes DK64 too, major collectathon. So you like platforming, noted. Well, and that's the thing too, where like, we were also off the backs of playing Banjo-Kazooie, getting everything in Banjo-Kazooie, right? Which like, I enjoyed. I really enjoyed my time in Banjo-Kazooie, but that's because there were platforming challenges and I don't know, I did not feel, and I don't expect the highest level of difficulty out of a Nintendo platformer, but I expected something. The answer to every obstacle, it felt like in Bonanza, was hit the wall over and over again and just push forward. Just push forward. And so many mechanics in that game that just like, yeah, DK64 at least has some platforming to it. Again, I haven't played it, but I assume it's in a similar vein to Banjo in that there is at least some platforming to your collectathon. Date everything does not equal smash everything. Guess I don't need to check out those VODs and look into DK instead. Yeah, the only smash everything you need is Donkey Kong Bonanza. I don't know, and maybe I need to go back through it. Maybe I need to play it off stream once through. It just didn't hit me the same way that, like, I don't know, like, even, okay, Donkey Kong Country Returns, we played that on stream, right? That game has way more of an impact in my brain Why? Because of the goddamn fruit level. The goddamn fruit platforming level. And I loved it. You know what I mean? Bonanza had moments. Bonanza had moments where I go like, look at that. I don't want to say the things in case people end up wanting to play the game and don't want spoilers for characters or whatever. But Bonanza at its peak, to me, made me go like, wow, Donkey Kong. Not, wow, gaming, you know what I mean? I was there for the fruit platforming. Which game was that? That was Donkey Kong Country Returns. First impression will tell you a lot. What do they say? When a game shows you who it is, believe it. Yeah, I know, and I should have believed. I wanted to believe because Mario Odyssey has such fun platforming in it. I thought that I would feel a similar way. I thought I would feel a better way in this. They had the potential for it. They did. The fruit platforming stream was a genuine highlight, even though you're struggling so bad. It was so long for you. It was really good. Was it there for it? Which game was that? Yeah. It was really funny. Yeah, I do think the biggest hindrance, unfortunately, to Bonanza versus sorry to pit a bad plumber and a monkey against each other, but the platforming in Odyssey versus the platforming in Bonanza, the movement mechanics in Odyssey feel so intentional, and there's some skill at least to pulling off some of the movement tech. Like, in order to get from one place to another place in Odyssey, you're able to do some like cappy maneuvers that actually take like a little bit of setting up, a little bit of practice to pull off. In Bonanza, every single platforming challenge can be accomplished by just either smashing into things or turning into a bird and flying over things. They literally did like the why didn't they take the eagles to throw the ring in the volcano, you know what I mean? Which, by the way, they obviously didn't because the Eye of Sauron would have popped them instantly. Duh. But that's besides the point. I don't want to freaking Lord of the Rings post because you guys know how I feel about that as well. All the Donkey Kong games you've played blend together for me. Well, and maybe that's different because like for me, they all very, very much stand out. And unfortunately, Bonanza didn't hit the same. The eye can pop you? Yeah, it can. Actually, I think I have a YouTube video you might like, Brozo, regarding Bonanza. Yeah, hit me in the Discord with it. I'll take a look at it later. Let me hold on one sec. Imagining the blood splatter of getting popped by the Eye of Sauron. Side quest Yap. I think we're doing a good job. We can check that one off in a little bit. Is Donkey Kong Country Returns the one that had Diddy and also the girl monkey? I forget her name. Dixie. No. That was Tropical Freeze. That was the one that... So that's the one that comes after DKCR. Also, we've got ads coming in a sec, so lock in. I'm sorry, chat. We got ads. Taking devs that have success in X game and moving them to Y game isn't all that different than taking your favorite group of musicians and throwing them together in a super group and wondering why the performance wasn't impactful. Exactly. Yeah. Makes sense. Makes sense. Same exact idea, right. Wasn't there for Returns. Tropical Freeze was the first one I was there for. Returns must have been before Celeste. I believe that is correct. Yeah, that makes sense to me. Yeah, you should go back and check out the last VOD of Donkey Kong Country Returns. It was really funny. I feel like it was funny. It was rough, dude. That last level is difficult. It's a difficult platforming level. All that to say, yeah, Big Hops is about to be our pop-off moment. Get ready. Our stream's about to blow up in ways you cannot imagine. Just kidding. Who knows? But that's the other thing too, is like, I'm not chasing a stream pop-off. It's very clear when you're in a channel, I think, unfortunately, that is like pursuing that. Maybe, or there's just like a different aspect to it. And maybe it's just different people being different people. But like, sometimes it feels rough for me when you're like, I guess maybe, okay, maybe we need another category in my criteria for streaming, right? We had social, we had spectacle. And maybe one that I don't like is performative. Not performance. I'm down if you want to do a performance of something on stream, but performative streaming. That's the type of stream I don't like. I think I got mixed up because there was fruit-related stuff in Tropical Freeze. There was fruit stuff in Tropical Freeze. Itching to go back to school for mic streams again. They're so much more fun than no mic. Yeah, I agree with you there. I completely understand. It'll be soon enough. You'll get there. Can you check off my quest? I can check your quest off. Hero captured 70 pieces of land. No offense to you guys, but I might have to finish my main quest after I'm done with stream. Where does overall vibe fit in there? Because I'm not sure that's overtly social, performative, or whatever the other one was. Yeah, social. So it was social, spectacle, performative. Where does overall vibe fit in there? Well, you can have your overall vibe can mesh. I think. Well, maybe it doesn't. You either have a vibe that meshes with what you're trying to set up, or you have a vibe that does not mesh with what you're trying to set up. Right? Because everyone's vibe is going to be completely different. I'm not saying there's something wrong with being an extroverted streamer. I'm not saying there's something wrong with being a more introverted streamer. Whatever you got going on. Whether you're rocking a mic, whether you're rocking no or not mic, whether you're rocking a cam or no cam, whether you've got like a PNG tuber, a VTuber, whatever vibe you're trying to set for your stream, I think can either be in service or work against those stream types, right? And I think what I mean when I say like a performative stream, as opposed to a performance stream, like a performance stream is someone where it's like, you know, doing a music gig or like doing a DJ set or doing I would almost even say like in like some art streams and stuff like that can be performance-esque if you're watching someone do their artwork, right? Performative stream more so is when like this person is acting for the camera. You know what I mean? Not necessarily in service of anything else other than acting for the camera. And there are very performative streamers who are very successful because there are a lot of viewers who want that. There are a lot of viewers who want that type of interaction. And I don't think there's anything wrong with it. It's just not my favorite type of stream to watch. I don't find the chats to be very fun for me. And I think especially those types of streamers, because they can be very popular for people to watch, a lot of new streamers, I think, try to replicate that more performative energy and attitude, and that hurts. I think it really hurts small streamers who try to push for a more performative aspect, if that makes sense. Does that make sense? Let's all be VTubers. Before I had, I'm not gonna lie, before I decided to pop the webcam on, I did draw up some doodles for an idea for a PNG pigeon. I was gonna rock a pigeon PNG with like a pun of like PNG, including the letters for pigeon in it. I'm pretty smart like that. Pigeon is fire. I think pigeon's good. I haven't seen any other pigeons out there. Yeah, PNG in. Yeah, something stupid like that. Someone could, if someone in chat wants to steal that, do it, please. You're gonna pop off. I feel like at this point, if you started being a PNG tuber, you'd have to be a frog. Yeah. I'd run with it. I'm the frog guy. What are you talking about? Just because, okay, and look, this is where I'm saying, like, my wife supports me in streaming, just so you know. I don't. There's no conflict here. My wife got me this little frog. That he's got a little candle holder on his head. Ironic that Brozo got his frog stuff from me. Yeah, actually, I've stolen everything. Everything I have is because of Dane. Wife Brozo burner in chat when? She always threatens it. She says one of these days, every time that it's Fortnite night, and I'm like, Fortnite night, because I say it all day long. All day long when it's Fortnite night, I say Fortnite night. And she goes, seriously? You're gonna talk to Bob again? Freaking Bob. What's up with this guy Bob every time? It's so good. Can you tell her I say hi next time you see her? I'll let her know. And yeah, she threatens to come into chat and ban everyone. Why she hate Blob? Because she knows about the whole Blob is evil bit, and she plays along with it. She understands the assignment. She knows what's up. Who says she'd be a mod? She, get this, already has mod status. Didn't she like lurk once or twice when you were first starting out? I don't think so. I do not believe so. Yeah, fun fact, Wife Brozo is the only one who has mod status on the channel at the moment. Vaguely remember seeing her in the user list? It's possible, maybe. Not that I know of. Let me be here for the day she bans everyone. Don't remember shit, but I'm gonna remember that one. Yeah. Yup. Don't let her ban me. She's her own person. She can do whatever she wants. Oh. But yeah. We got a long, I don't know. People are always, what's up with that? What's up with people jumping in and say, wait till you blow up? Guys, let's be realistic. We gotta be very lucky. If you want this stream to soar to new heights, we're gonna have to be very lucky. Finally got a new PC, you gotta get Fortnite installed. That's what's up. I hope Fortnite works well on your PC, unlike how Fortnite works on my PC, which by that I mean it doesn't. Don't let her ban me, you're first? Yeah, you're gonna get knocked out first. That's crazy. That's crazy. Yeah, the biggest thing is like for channel growth, and obviously like I don't think about this stuff that much. I'm not worried about or actively really pushing to like we got to grow the channel. If I was worried about this, we'd have a problem because I don't know if you've looked at our numbers, chat. Granted, we have a very consistent viewer base, but we have not. We're not growing. we're not really growing, as at least we did. We had like our jump from where we started to like 150, and then it's been a trickle. It's been a slow move from there. And to be fair, plateau is part of the process. Trust it. Oh, I know. That's all I'm saying is plateau's part of the process. And part of the process is I can't make the next jump happen. I could, it would take a lot. And I don't want to push it right now. You know what I mean? If I wanted to push it, there would be a lot of other things I would be doing on top of just what I'm doing right now. And again, 1.5-hour stream, I think it works. I think it works for our format. It works for what I'm doing. It's not necessarily the best for channel growth, full stop. I mean, I think there's some aspects of Twitch that I feel like I miss because of the shorter stream times. And mainly it's just like the opportunity to visit less game categories, I think, is kind of what it boils down to. Should I download Fortnite on my Mac and play on trackpad next time we play? You can give it a shot. There's no reason why not. Luck has something to do with it for sure, but given time, you can accomplish that goal through consistency and building something real. Also true. And like, again, I'm here for that. Clearly, I mean, our streams last year, we went crazy. We got to start clipping Ebrozo streams. I mean, you're more than welcome to. You guys can always, you can clip, you can post, you can whatever you want. This is public property. But, oh, and actually, Twitch does have a function now. Not that you need to worry about this, but Twitch does have a thing where if you post a clip of another streamer and you like link that post or something to your Twitch, you can get Twitch badges, I think, for having your clips that you've clipped go viral or something like that, which I think is kind of a funny incentive. But yeah, I do think that that's really funny. Makes sense. But again, just like oversaturation of streaming as a market for people. I mean, like, look, let's go into Hightail right now. I want to look at the category. Right now in Hightail, there's 132,000 viewers, right? So streams are popping off. There's a lot of people watching streams. If we sort low to high, we're going to be scrolling for so long before we get into anybody who has more than 20 viewers. Pop off Ebrozo for real? I mean, this is how it is, right? I do think that a game like Hightail has staying power. There's some games that I feel like the game category on Twitch has staying power, and there's some that don't. For example, like if I want to play Metroid Prime 4, I think that Metroid Prime 4 is a game that if you wanted to have a chance of growing traction on Twitch with it, you have to play it on release. Most Nintendo games I feel like are kind of like that, aside from maybe Zelda games. A lot of other Zelda games, the category only bumps on release day. And that's because the biggest streamers are playing it only on release day. Because they're not people who play in that category all the time. Hightail seems to be very promising. Hightail does seem to be very promising. But again, a lot of those views are held in the top, like, I don't know, I want to say 50 streamers up there right now, right? Most Nintendo games are like that besides Smash. Smash community is like not what you want to build. Correct. I don't want to build that community. That might speak to people looking for a social outlet and being involved in a chat, which is hard to do in a chat of thousands of people. Exactly. And that again comes back to like when I'm talking about that being one of the pillars of streaming is a social stream, right? Those thrive the most in the dozen to 2 dozen, couple dozen people lurking or being in chat, right? And those types of streams don't work as well when you've got that many people watching, and your viewer base shifts in tone and what they expect from you as the streamer as your viewership and chat increases. But yeah, that's like, again, just looking at this Hightail category, right? All of these people, for the most part, I assume, if they're watching someone in those top streamers, it's because they already were going to be watching that top streamer today. I don't think there's a lot of people clicking into it to find a new streamer playing the game. They're looking for the OG Minecraft YouTubers playing, and they're looking for their big name YouTubers playing, right? I don't know anything about Hightail, it just looks like Minecraft 2. Correct. Yeah, pretty much. Kind of that. If you want the background, it's the devs were the part of like the biggest Minecraft server, if I'm remembering the whole thing correctly, right? That was the whole thing. They had the biggest Minecraft server for a really long time, and they kind of spun off and were like, hey, we have an idea for... It's a little bit more RPG fantasy focused, I think. But it's still an open world building voxel game or whatever. Their part of their goal was to just build a better optimized game than Minecraft, which makes sense. Because Minecraft is incredibly poorly optimized. So part of their idea was, let's build a better optimized game that does a lot of the same things, have better mod support, have a little bit more linearity to it. Actually, Hero, you might appreciate some aspects of this game a lot too, because I know they did pull from Terraria type elements as some of their inspiration. They tried to merge some of that stuff in too. Exactly that. Not that different from a band or musician that has a following, even if the new album sucks. Right. Everyone's going to pick it up and like see like, hey, check it out. What's going on here, right? So I feel like jumping into a category like Hightail, I think even if we played it, would still take a lot for us to build growth in that category. Whereas, if we're talking something like Big Hops, not that I'm saying that Big Hops is going to completely blow up our stream, but one of the biggest things on Twitch that I think does matter is being in those top couple spots in a category, and we can manage that in Big Hops, right? Honestly, they have worse mod support in the ways I care about. Oh, interesting. Fair. I want my modders to be able to mess with shit at the deepest levels. I just know what propaganda has been spewed at me, and I'm spewing it forward. So I apologize if that's not correct on the actual deep down code levels of the game. Sorry, one sec. Gotta take a minute here. To be fair, the game is in its weakest state right now. Yeah, exactly. It's only going to get better. It's only going to get better. But again, like the other thing about a game like Hightail, Ebrozo believes everything he reads confirmed. Yes. The other thing about a game like Hightail, people who are going to stick around in that category and continue to watch streamers in that category, I believe will probably, believe it or not, fall into the same camp that I think a lot of Minecraft viewers will fall into, which is, and again, nothing wrong with this, a lot of lurking in smaller channels that are playing the game, which again, if we're talking about building a social chat, not as beneficial for that, but they're also going to not necessarily want to stick around for other content. They're probably going to be there mainly just for that, which is fine, but I don't want to get stuck in a category is kind of where I fault. Also, I got a BRB for 1 sec. Hold on. It didn't like that I got up from the desk, apparently. Go back to Donkey Kong streaming? That's true. That's where all of our biggest growth happens, right? You're a variety streamer, you aren't trying to grow in a specific category, that's how you get stuck. Instead, isn't your focus to swoop in, get a few, and then move on? Yes, but again, my stream format actively works against me for that. Which is good and bad. That's what hooked you. I like that. I appreciate that. And I know that like I think doing that creates, it's easier to create a more social chat when you are game hopping, because the chat gets pulled from different games, so they're not always as invested in the new game you're playing. They have to become invested in chat instead. You know what I mean? And they get to see new games that they might not play themselves, which is why I like playing indie games and smaller games. Because a lot of times that stuff like slips through the cracks. People don't get to hang out and see those games, whatever. The problem is that doing 1.5-hour streams is that I want to play through so many of these games, but we are not hopping through games quickly. So I have a harder time picking up, and this is just part of it, and it's fine, and I understand it, and I'm gonna keep doing it because I enjoy playing games this way. I have a harder time picking up newer followers, I feel like, than if I had just a little bit more time to my stream and was able to finish things a little bit quicker. You know, you'd be able to, you're able to find new viewers as you move faster. Never would have watched a single Donkey Kong game had it not been for you. Well, I appreciate that, but I understand that. There's no reason to. There's too many games. That's the problem, right? Yeah, no, I feel it. Sorry, I'm just trying to figure out when I need to start, when I need to end stream and switch gears to making lunch mode. Not even that, it's just not a game I would even consider being interested in. Yeah, exactly. Nope, not for me. No thank you. Not even gonna bother. And that's part of, again, I've said that, like, part of why I wanted to stream too was so that I could play games that I haven't played all the way through before or wanted to try. But I've picked up so many games and tried so many games that I've put down before, and I've really enjoyed them on stream because I'm able to appreciate them through other people. Just picked up playing Balatro a couple days ago. I think this is where I first saw it. I was playing Balatro some early on. Yeah, you're right. It's a good game. Oh man, Hope was playing Slay the Spire last night. Hope, let me tell you. I know I said it when I was in your chat, but oh my goodness. As soon as I saw that you were playing Slay the Spire, I was like, oh my god, tap in right now. And listening to the music, seeing the cards played, I'm sitting there going like, oh no, I need to play again. I need to play that game again. And I know I can't play that game on stream because I'm going to want to play it so much. It's so bad. It's like Celeste, but with a big gorilla, which seems like a great game for you. That's so funny. That's so funny. It is true. Donkey Kong is Celeste with a big gorilla. Yeah, Slay the Spire. Oh my goodness. What a grind. I don't even remember what I don't even want to get too far into it, but like I don't remember what difficulty I've ended up even being able to get to. It's too fun. Too fun. Chat, are we all gonna hang out for quesadillas for lunch? Just kidding. I'm turning off stream when I'm having lunch. Sorry. Sorry, we don't get to actually hang out for lunch today. My bad. Am I turning off stream right now? No, we've still got like probably half an hour. Probably. As long as you want to keep hanging out. I'm, you know. This is my go-to lunch. We've been hitting quesadillas every day for a couple weeks now. They're so good. So easy. Can I please have a quesadilla? I'll throw one to you. Wish I was playing Slay the Spire right now, but I will at least have a handful of streams that are consecutive play before I start hitting it offline. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, it is one of those games that like you can put a lot of time into. I mean, and I don't play it. Some people play it where like they're looking at best strategies and stuff like that, and I just like playing the game, man. I like try to win basically the biggest advice for that game I can give, and pretty much this just goes for like any roguelike or deck builder. Just try to focus on the run you're on and make that run win. Some people get way too caught up in the meta of different roguelikes where they're like, I have to have the best cards, I have to have the best items, and like try to like shoehorn in like the perfect run. You're not going to get good at the game that way. You have to really like dive into like, okay, I gotta learn these mechanics. I gotta figure out how these things interact. How do I become better at like taking, you know, in Slay the Spire, how do I take down this person with taking the least damage? All these types of things. It makes for a fun game. It's a fun game. Or what did I do and just build full jank? What's up? What's up, Phoenix? Welcome in. Thanks for popping in our Just Chatting stream. Welcome to chat. Yeah. How are you doing? Do you also stream? I'm always curious if new people are also streamers. I've resisted looking up a single thing about Balatro, Trial by Fire. Yeah, I think that's the best way to do it. It's the best way to learn. It is more difficult that way, obviously, because you don't know the items and stuff. But it is, I think, the most rewarding when you get something good happening. The best way to play any game is how can I win this in the most bullshit way? Exactly. And there's something that feels good about that. Full jank is a lifestyle and intensely personal life decision. Yeah. Exactly. You got to run it full jank. Not to say that like you can't dive in and optimize a game, but I feel like it, at least for me, takes some of the joy out of at least the early stages of the game. Doing good, don't stream as of yet, but will be in the near future. Hey, well that's fun. Any ideas for what you would want to stream? We've been talking for like, I feel like maybe even the past hour. I don't know how long you've been lurking, if you've been hanging out. I've been talking a lot about streaming in general and like early stream, people starting streaming, all that sort of stuff. So I'm always interested to see what people are thinking of doing. At the moment, either Lego building or games. Lego building would be awesome. I'm always in for fun stuff like that. Yeah, that would be super cool. Also have some books coming, which would be interesting to read on stream. Yeah, absolutely. That's super sick. When you're talking about doing Lego, would you be building kits or like building from scratch type stuff? Take a new follower to go along with your other 112? Hey, let's hit that. We'll grab that. Oh, thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. Star Wars episodes 1 through 9 written in Shakespearean. Oh, yes. I've seen those. I've seen those at the store. I've always thought those were fun. That's awesome. I used to listen to a reading stream. It's pretty awesome. Yeah, they're super sick. The reading streams make for great lurk streams. Oh, music in this game reminds me of Golden Sun. We can swap the playlist if you're done with this playlist. I guess I've had it on this same playlist for the whole time. Let's put it on a different one. Boom, 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 boom. This one's still stream safe playlist, don't worry. I envy your ability to read. Mostly sets for Lego building. Fun, 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 fun. That wasn't a complaint, but pop off. Oh, I mean, look, I know you're a Golden Sun enjoyer, but it just made me realize we've been listening to the same songs forever. What game am I playing? That's a good question. So I'm actually not playing a game. we were in the studying and co-working category earlier. So this is actually like a Pomodoro timer, to-do list, checklist app thing. And so I had put up quests for people who are in stream and for myself. For example, one of my goals was Yap. We can knock that one off the list. 750_3 says, hello. Hi. Welcome in. If you're wondering what game, I do actually play games. I sometimes turn on the camera when I'm supposed to be doing schoolwork, and I end up not doing schoolwork because I've been yapping. We were doing a Pomodoro timer, 25 minutes of chatting, and then 5 minutes of chatting as a break. That's so funny. Phoenix, I'll grab the, I'm gonna grab the link for you in a second. Hold on. I'm getting it right now. There you go. Yeah, it's a very, very pretty. It is a paid thing on Steam, but hope that was really funny. Doing a Pomodoro timer, 25 minutes of chatting, and then 5 minutes of chatting as a break. That's funny. That's really good. You cooked on that one. You look like the voice actor on Insta? Which voice actor? I'm out. It's me. It's me all along. I've been doing the voice acting. Thank you. How did you know? I am the voice actor. I'm not, for clarification's sake. Oh, man. But yeah, who are you talking about? Also, I do have links off in the chat, so if you're about to try to send a link of an Instagram page, it won't work. So just like let us know what their username is, if you want. But yes, in other news, this playlist is quite pleasant. Yeah, there's in the game, there's three playlists that are stream friendly, and then there's like 10 other ones that don't specifically have the stream friendly tag. And I haven't played those just because I don't want to get dinged on stream. But yeah, I do play games on stream normally. I play games every night. On weekdays right now, I am playing through the Outer Wilds DLC. And it's been going really well. So I've been playing through that. On Saturday nights, I play Fortnite. We got a little Fortnite squad we run, and then Sunday nights I've been playing through. I'm trying to chip away at a chapter in Celeste, so some difficult platforming going on there. But yeah, we're live every day. I'm in Pacific Standard Time in the U.S. We stream usually around 8:30 or 9 p.m. my time, and I only stream for like an hour and a half. So. Fortnite unfollows. How am I supposed to find the younger demographic? I thought this was what I'm supposed to do. Don't know anymore. I deleted Insta. Hey, no problem with that. Oh yeah, Elway. Elway wants to know, Dane, if you're lurking, how's your wiki stuff going? We gotta get an update on your wiki. Have you worked on wiki stuff? If so, I can check it off the checklist. Also, I did reply to the emails I needed to reply to. Just saying. I'm gonna knock that one. You thought I wasn't doing anything. I was doing something. Significantly, just wanted to finish this one thing before I said it, but you can check it off. Let's go. Huge work. What do you think of Windows adding AI to File Explorer? No one used Copilot when it was a separate program, so we'll force it into another. That way people will be guaranteed to use it. Yeah. Look, there's aspects where I'm like, as a search tool for your own stuff, whatever. As any generative AI stuff, you thank you Microsoft for making RAM prices more than a car. Thank you for useless AI. Yeah. How about AI can fuck right off? Yeah. Yeah. I think the add Deathless RMST for me. Okay. To the quest list. You want it on main? I'll put it on main quest for you. I mean, I think it's also just like buzzword annoying stuff right now. It's gonna be too good to not use, unfortunately. Exactly. Which, like, AI as a buzzword is so unfortunate because through, like, as a search function in your own files, I am more than okay with that functionality. I am more than okay with these tools that help with those types of things. The biggest thing that we have to differentiate with and take an issue with is generative AI use, right? That's where we need to, I think, make a distinction. It's generative AI use, and it's the use of AI without understanding where the AI is sourcing from. Those are the most problematic aspects to me. I use Gemini to do deep research for me. Yeah, and again, as long as you're actually then going to, like, source information, then I think it's okay. But it'll be forced Copilot chat in your files. That's crazy. I'm okay with the functionality. I'm not good with it being... I'm not good with it not being local. Yes. Yes. If you're letting me use my own resources to run this stuff, if you're letting me use my own expenditures to take care of this stuff, yes. If you are outsourcing this and putting, you know, if the cost is so great, stop. Guess how much RAM Windows was using in the background? Too much. Too much. Always too much. 11 gigs? That's insane. That's insane work. Yeah, something is wrong there. No offense. Yeah, that... I say it was, because now I use Linux. All I'm saying is that... Okay, when you're saying Windows was using in the background... Arch, by the way, no offense, but if you have the need to say I use Linux in chat, I just assume you're using Arch. Sorry to call you out like that, but, like, you know, don't pretend like I don't know. I used Gemini recently to set up a decent tallow making production. That's awesome. Every single Arch user, I don't have to do the memes. I don't have to use the meme. I don't have to do the memes. We all know it. You know, we know. All I'm saying is that if Windows is eating up 11 gigs, if Windows is eating up 11 gigs, you're also probably at fault. Linux about Ubuntu? Classic. My grandpa be on that shit for real. have that need, but I'm using Kubuntu and using it badly. Classic, yep. Yep. I mean, look, if it works, it works. I'm sorry. I don't care. I don't care. Let me have a operating system that I don't have to worry about crashing. I don't have to worry about slowing down. That's all I care about. You know what I mean? Nobody brozo. Flame on! Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Look, and I say this as someone who also appreciates Linux, right? But I don't know. But we don't need to gatekeep operating systems. You know what I mean? They feel silly to me. At its base, the most utility based, easy to access for an individual person is the best choice for them. Donkey Kong uses Babuntu. Oh, that is good. Elway, that was brilliant. Thank you for that. How about Hannah Montana Linux? Yeah, we've all seen the YouTube videos, okay? We've all seen the Hannah Montana Linux. We've all seen the North Korea Linux. We're all, you know, we're all there. This is the shit that I think is so funny when like when people are talking about stuff online. The monoculture for some things is dead, but the monoculture is still very much there if you just like peek a little bit under the surface. Monoculture is dead for music listening, maybe. But even then I'm like, is it really? Pop music's still pop music. The top pop artists are still the top pop artists and everyone knows them. So I don't feel like we can say like, oh, the monoculture for music is dead. Is it? Or are you just like aware of more genres now? Now you're like, at least that's what it looks like to me. You know what I mean? All that to say, like, I think it's funny that like, we all know these YouTube videos. We all know the same YouTubers. We all know the same streamers. It's also like, this is our corner, right? We're aware of this corner of the internet, maybe more than some people, but it's dead to me. What, monoculture, you mean? Only mono I like is mono blue in my case, because I'm a piece of shit. That's so funny. Classic. I think I've told this story before about my friend who I don't play Magic, but I had a friend who like invited me over. Like, this was a couple years ago now. Like, texted me and another buddy, and we're like, "Yo, do you want to come over and play Magic?" And like, we were both like, "Oh, we don't have decks, dude. Like, we don't have any Magic stuff." And he's like, "That's fine. Just come over and we'll play Magic." We showed up there, and the dude was like, "Okay, time to go to the card store. Like, time to go buy the decks." And me and my other buddy like looked at each other like, "What?" And this other dude literally like dragged us out to his favorite card store and was like, "Okay, find your deck and buy it." So I literally like was like, okay, I guess I have to buy a commander deck now, because otherwise I'm not, like, I clearly misread this social interaction. It was really funny. It was really funny. And like, clearly like this was like his card shop he always goes to, because like me and my other buddy were like, I don't know what to get, dude, and he was like, oh, just get these two right here. And we're like, okay, I guess we'll get these decks. And then our other friend who took us there, like, stood and like chatted with the main guy who worked there for like half an hour. Bro. To be fair, after we did that, we did go to, we picked up maybe the best duck I've ever eaten in my life. We went to this one Chinese restaurant and picked up a whole duck and ate all that shit. Oh my god, it was delicious. It was so good. Yeah, net win, exactly. So it ended up being a good experience. We were gonna go get sushi, and I was a little bummed, because we went to this one sushi place where, like, you know, it's an actual sushi place, aka like one old man who makes sushi and does this as his business in like a tiny area. And unfortunately, when we got to the sushi place, the guy who owns the sushi shop was sitting in a chair watching his TV show, eating some food with a big sign on the door that was like, "Be back in an hour and a half." So like we walked in and we're like, "Sup?" And the dude doesn't really speak English very much, so he just like basically waved us off and we're like, "All right, bye." So funny. And then he took us to Chuck E. Cheese. Worth it? Exactly. You understand. My mate built my first commander deck for my birthday last year. That's epic. That's a great time. Dude, Chuck E. Cheese, where a kid can be a star? Now you're talking. I need some of that in my life. Okay. I think what time is it? 12:30 for me. We've almost streamed for 3 hours. Jesus Christ. Good thing I got so much school done. That was really productive. Guys, I think I'm going to actually have to do school tomorrow instead of do this. Sorry. Hashtag real streamer. I know. I was acting like a real streamer today. Oh, thank you for the follow. Thank you so much. Yeah, I'll be live tonight playing our Outer Wilds playthrough. He has a life, he's not real. I know. Streamer who turns off stream so he can go do things like eat lunch, spend time with his IRL wife? That's crazy. Now I'm like, you fucker, you're putting me into debt? For real. Yeah, luring you into Magic the Gathering's crazy. I've got a coworker who the same thing happened to him, but with Warhammer. He already had gotten pulled into Magic by someone, but now he got pulled into Warhammer. The dude's cooked. Anyways, it's gonna have to be it for today's stream. I've just all the expensive hobbies. Typical. That's immeasurably worse. Oh, I know. You guys have a good one. I'll catch you later. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for making sure I stay on top of my studies. It was really, really helpful. And I got a lot done. Hope you guys have a good rest of your day. Lock in for whatever else you got going on. I'm going to actually do some studying now. Yeah, nice to meet you. Thanks, everyone, for the follows. I'll see you around, I'm sure. Yeah, enjoy the quesadilla. You hopefully have enjoyed yours. Catch y'all later. Bye. Pew.